for letting us. Thank you for letting us. Let us have a good sleep. And God, I love you, and I hope you help some people and not let nobody scare, or you help somebody. If somebody's sick, you can help somebody, because sometimes people are really sick, and then you can get really sick, and then if you get sick to somebody else's cold, then you need to go to the doctor, and you need to tell your mom to stop to get antibiotics cold, because that's really gross. Bye. Sorry.
It's okay, you got it. Hey, Lily. Wave to everybody. Say hey, everybody.
Hi.
Are you excited to go to your new room?
Yeah.
Are you happy to be with mommy?
Yeah.
Are you thankful for God for healing you?
Yeah.
Are you a miracle big girl?
Mm-mm.
Not a baby. Are you a miracle big girl?
I'm not a baby.
I know you're not a baby, but you're a big girl, right? You're a big girl?
Yeah.
Say I'll talk to everyone soon.
Bye.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl. I'm back. I am Chantai Rae, the #1 Glow Getter coach, author, motivational speaker, and CEO of the Chantai Rae collection, where I encourage and empower families to live a lifestyle of non-negotiable faith. And I do this through motivational entities, optimum health, and beauty. And my primary mission is to help those through the darkest time in their lives to show what comes from the inside out, so they can manifest what they've been confessing. But it starts with non-negotiable faith, because miracles are not cliche. And I'm just grateful for you guys to be tuning in today for another segment of non-negotiable, where my faith on my flesh and one. And I am we got cut off there, but I'm back. I am so excited to bring up my guest of the night, the woman of the hour, the queen in my life, my mom. She is so amazing, and I'm just excited to share her with you guys. So I'm going to bring up Miss Rochelle Ross. I'm going to bring her in today because I wanted her to come in and talk about her perspective of what non-negotiable faith means to her, and what an amazing lady. She's going to bless y'all today, because she's been blessing me for it'll be 40 years of my life in September. So, hey, Mom, glad you came in today. I know you was kind of nervous, but we just going to have a good time and conversation. And I just want you to bless everyone on what was your perspective of when you walked into that room and you seen Kalia, in the hospital. What was in your mind? What was going through your mind through that journey, throughout that whole journey?
Well, through the whole journey, okay. Oh, it still gets to me when I think about it. And I mean, it was a long journey. It was the longest I ever had in my life. I mean, somebody that's special to you being that sick, and it's nothing that you can do but turn it all in the hands of God and just pray to God that she be okay. And the day I walked in there, when I finally walked in that room, because I could not take it the first few months, and the day I finally walked into that hospital room, and my baby turned around and seen me and said, "Gee, Ma, I thank God Almighty. My baby was going to be well. My baby survived this terrible illness that she had." And I pray nobody, no kid, nobody on this earth go through what she went through. And she's a miracle baby. She is a miracle baby. And I thank God for that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was amazing. I know it was hard those few months, like you couldn't, come in there because you couldn't see her to the machines and all the poking and, just the doctors being around her. When you were at home, I know you checked in every day on her. What was the first thought you got when I told you that she's going to be okay? She's going to come off the ventilator. What was you thinking then?
All I thought, Rashana, was I pray to God, if anybody had to go, take my life and let her live. I mean, she was young. She was impressionable. She didn't deserve this. And I know you don't make deals with God, and I know God Almighty, things happen for a reason, and He's going to be there 100%, but I was willing to give my life for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I just prayed.
Yeah. Now I know during that time, I remember when you said that too, you was like, man, just take me. And I kept telling you, she's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. And I kept speaking that because I wanted you to believe that. And I know during that time, did you feel like your faith kind of got wavery because of the situation that we were in and you were looking at her? Or do you feel like during that situation, your faith strengthened by seeing her like that?
At the beginning, Rashana, it did. I was losing faith because I couldn't understand why this happened to her. I mean, like I say, she was just a baby, and I just couldn't understand why. And I know we can't judge God and things happen for a reason. But my only thing I kept saying, like I told you, if it happened to anybody, it should be me, not her. And all I prayed for him was to bring her back 100%, and he did. I prayed every night. I prayed every day. I just, like you say, when it first happened, I couldn't go. I could not stand to see her like that. Mm-hmm. So I just prayed. And he answered our prayers. He brought our miracle baby back.
Yes, he did. And I just wanted you guys who out there listening, that key point was her faith was wavery at first, but all she can do is pray. And in those type of situations, that's all you can do but pray. You can't rely on man. You can't rely on daddy, mama, sister, brother. You got to go to the source. And God was the source. So all we could do was pray and believe that miracles are normal. Because if we didn't believe and pray, she wouldn't be here today.
That's right.
So, and that's another thing. By having people, I know sometimes people may not understand why you wasn't in that room. And if it's a mom or a dad out there in a situation, sometimes your circle that's around you, those are people that need to be around you, but you still got those praying people that's in the background, praying like no other. But just being in that presence, she didn't want to bring a negative energy to the room. Like when you came in, you said, it still hits you like she's still there, so you cry. And my thing was, I wasn't disrespectful to my mom or anybody else, but I couldn't have nobody crying around her because of the energy. Not that I didn't want my mom in the room, but her energy was like she was hurt. And what advice can you give to your G mom? What advice can you give to another G mom or a mom that's going through that situation and they just don't know what to do?
Just don't lose faith. Give your faith and all into God and pray every day that He's going to do the right thing. And He will. And He did it for me. Excuse me, y'all.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
It still bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
It still bothers me every time I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see her, she just brightened my world. I mean, she's a diva.
Yes, she
She's a
is.
diva.
Such a diva. Such a diva. Those are tears of joy, y'all. It's okay to cry. Crying is cleansing. So when you ain't crying, you ain't cleansing. Crying is cleansing. Those are tears of joy. I cried every single day, but I was crying because I knew the outcome. I cried because I had faith. I cried because I knew she was going to walk out of there. And when I look at her to this day, I still cry because I'm like, this little girl fought for her life. The scars on her neck shows how when you have non-negotiable faith, nothing is impossible. So that's why I say it's okay to cry. It's okay to cleanse and release because that's joy. That's bringing joy within you. And the one thing you said is just with to a mom or dad or family going through that, just pray and continue to have faith. And that's the thing. That's what it took. Because you remember the first hospital, they was trying to say that baby wasn't going to live.
Yes.
But we was not.
Y'all was not going to have that. No.
No.
You don't listen to them. You listen to God. God will guide you the right way. And that's what he did. And thank God they did. They took that baby to the Children's Memorial and they took care of her. Mm-hmm. They was not giving up on her. And no one should. Only God can answer the faith of every man and woman on earth. He put us here. He's our creator. He can take us away. And he chose to leave that baby here, and that's what he did. And I thank God Almighty always for that.
Yes, he turned that no into a yes because they kept saying no. And we kept saying yes no matter how it was looking. We kept saying yes. And that's why I'm so grateful. And now if someone asks you today, what does non-negotiable faith mean to you? What would you tell them?
You don't negotiate faith with nobody. Non-negotiable means negotiate with nobody but God.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what it is. Non-negotiable means you not negotiating. It ain't no this way, that way. It is what it is. And that's what it is. It's not non-negotiable.
That's right.
That's what it is. And then with that, with non-negotiable faith, when you see her today and you think about when she was born and when you look at her, what do you see when you look at her face now? I know you see the miracle. I know she alive, but what thoughts come in your mind when you see her when you going through? Because I know it's plenty of times where you've been down and the kids come over and she's such a lovable person where, you know, she'll just hug you. What is it that you see in the future for her right now?
Miss Diva. Seriously, though. This is a miracle baby. This is a baby that she makes your day. She comes out, she say the smartest things you wouldn't think a 7-year-old would say. She is very smart. And I'm not just saying it because she's my grandchild, but she makes my day. She tells me, she sits and she tells me things. She teaches me things. And when she prays, you listen to her prayer. I mean, she taught me a prayer that I didn't even know, but listening to her sometimes, I follow some of the prayers that she say. And then you'll listen to her to see does she really know what she's talking about? And I would ask her sometimes, explain to me what this means. And she'll tell you. I mean, this child been here before. She been here. Not only did God Almighty bring her back, but this baby been here before because she is very amazing. She is very amazing and love her to death.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. And she looked just like you. So I think that's what God had a sense of humor.
He did. That's my mini-me. Yes.
Yes. So when if a person asks you, is that truly a connection with God, with faith? Like, if you're not a non-believer, is that truly faith or is it just a cliche? Is miracles just a cliche? What would you say to somebody that's a non-believer?
Miracles are true. Miracles are true. And miracles do come through God. And you have to have faith for that. And no, it's non-negotiable. All you need is faith.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. It's just amazing, guys, to hear this, because this is coming from a perspective of a mom, a grandmother. So just think about if you was in that situation and your granddaughter was in a hospital, but you couldn't come see her because until you get your mind right. Because when you don't have a non-negotiable mindset, your faith wavers and you can release that energy onto someone else. So what she's saying is she had to get her mind right to get her heart right. And when your mind and your heart is right, nothing is impossible because you're going to speak life. I'm going to say that again. When your mind is right, when your heart is right, nothing is impossible because you're able to speak life. And she spoke life. When she walked in that room, she spoke life. She spoke positivity. She spoke faith. And all it was a great, I remember we were sitting there and just laughing like Kalia was just awake and like she was broke. And what was amazing is the doctors and nurses that were there, they were like our family. So when you walked in the room, it felt like we was in her bedroom instead of a hospital room.
Yes, it was. They had it set up. I mean, this baby had some of everything. It was set up like we was in her bedroom. I mean, blankets and rollers, and they fixing her hair, and she's sitting there. I bought her this princess, what you call that?
That crown.
Yeah, and high heel shoes, and they did her nails, and her TT came and did her hair, and she's sitting there like she's a beauty queen. Everybody in her room visiting her. They had pictures. I mean, you seen all the love that the people in the hospital gave her. And Rashawn is right. It was just like it was family. Mm-hmm. I mean, they made you feel at home, and they was on your beck and call there. So we couldn't ask for more. And appreciate everything that they did too. I mean, everybody showed so much love to her. She couldn't do nothing but come back to us.
That's it. That's what I said. It was the love she was feeling. I said she was sleeping. She wasn't on life support. She was on God support. She was hearing everything and everybody that came in that room. And just the love and the knowing that we were praying that, and we were right there next to her, that she was going to come back. She was going to come back to us. Because a lot of people didn't know the story. There's a lot of stuff I didn't share while I was on that journey because it didn't need to be shared. People didn't know she had to get on life support twice. The first time she DSAT, because I already knew she was going to come back. That's something I didn't share with you. I didn't share with Abrita. I didn't share with. I didn't, because I knew that she was going to live. I knew I had non-negotiable faith. So it was things that I didn't want to share. And that's the reason why I wrote the book. And I wrote the book to show people that miracles are normal. And when you have non-negotiable faith and you really build a relationship with God, nothing is impossible. Because during that journey, my faith was weary before that journey happened. But it strengthened my faith because all I could do was sit there and pray. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you get in a situation where you going through stuff and it's like, man, why this got to happen? Why I got to go through this? Who can I call? It's like you ain't got nobody to call because it's the season where you need to sit down and pray and start hearing from God instead of listening. Because sometimes we get a point in our life where we listening, but we ain't hearing nothing he's saying because we still doing what we want to do. Right. But in that situation, all I could do is hear. And then and have the listening ear so he can guide me on the decisions to make while I was there and guide me on the paperwork to sign. Because it was a point where it was like, okay, either you gonna let her go on a life support or you gonna let her go. That let her go was non-negotiable. No, she's not going nowhere. She's going home with me. That's the only place she's going. But that's the thing. If I didn't have non-negotiable faith, if I wasn't put in that situation, we wouldn't be in the situation we in now. Because I always say that was a test. God had his hand wrapped around her the whole time. But the test was we going to stay prayerful or was we going to get weary? Was we going to act like she dead or we was going to live like she's alive? And sometimes you got to get in situations, you get put in situations like that. Stop blaming the devil because it's not the devil. Sometimes God has his hand on there like, no, you're going to go through this test because you need to see the end of the road. You need to see the end of the tunnel. You need to see if your faith is non-negotiable. And if
Right.
your faith is not non-negotiable, then why do you want my hands over your life?
There you
And
go.
those be the hardest times. So I was so grateful when you came down there, because I was like, when I asked you, I was like, Ma, are you ready? And you kept saying, I don't know. I said, okay, well, we gonna wait. We gonna wait. And then that last time you was like, I'm ready. I was like, okay. I was like, we can't crown. We just gotta have positivity. And you was like, yeah, okay. And guys, she did amazing. She walked in that room. She said, oh, her hair done. I ain't gotta do her hair. Like, no, her hair done. And she just talked to her like they was playing, like Jemon and Khalil was playing. And then, when she went in the bathroom, she dropped a little tears because, the machines and everything. But she came out like ain't nothing happening. So that's why I said tears, crying is cleansing. So sometimes you got to drop those tears to get to the situations, to get the outcome that you want, which is joy. Because now she has so much joy. So I'm just grateful that you took that time, because think about it. You could have decided not to come because of what, right?
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I came.
Yeah, you could have decided not to come.
Yep, I'm glad I came.
Yes, and I'm just grateful, Mom, that you took this time to sit out with me, because I know this was hard. I know it was hard, especially watching the videos, because every time we watch the documentary and everything, I get teary-eyed. When I read the book, I wrote it, but I still cry about it, but it's because I'm happy. I'm joyful that she's alive. She's 7. This happened when she was 2.5, turning 3, and her whole life shifted. And I believe that shift is what shifted our whole family, because now all of our faith is non-negotiable. All of our faith is stronger. All of us had a better relationship.
Yep.
So I'm just grateful for you even taking the time out today. And one thing about my mom is she's going to speak her mind. So that's one reason why I wanted to bring her up here, so you can hear from her perspective of someone like, man, I'm not going in no hospital. I'm not going. I love her. I'm going to pray right here, but I ain't going. But she changed her mindset.
I had to see for myself. And like you say, you did. I couldn't do it at first. And I talked to your mother-in-law, Tracy, my sister, and she called me, and I asked her, do you think I can do it? She said, you can do it. She said, Rochelle, it's time. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So, I called you and said, I'm ready to come. I want to see my baby. Mm-hmm. And believe me, I prayed all the way there, Lord, please don't let me cry. Just let me look at her. Don't let me cry. Make everything okay. And got there, and I seen her. She seen me. Yes. Made my day.
Yeah. And it was amazing. She couldn't even say really too much because she had just came out, but she got her little words out. When her voice came back strong, she was back.
She was talking.
She was so back full force. But I'm just so grateful, Mom, for you even taking the time out and sitting with us today, and just grateful for you giving your perspective, because your perspective is needed. People needed to hear from you. People that's going through that situation, moms, grandmas, just knowing that it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry because it's cleansing, because those are tears of joy. You are emotional. It's okay. And you just showed them what non-negotiable faith really is, because you was like, my faith was wavery, but all I could do was pray. And that's all that we all could do. So I'm just grateful for you even taking the time out to sit with us today. And guys, if you have not grabbed the book, Non-Negotiable, When My Faith Fought My Flesh and Won, make sure you go to Amazon and grab a copy of the book. I promise you, it's going to bless you. It's talking about a 2.5-year-old little girl that fought for her life. She caught a cold that turned into a necrotizing pneumonia, and basically her lungs deteriorated and collapsed. So she had to go on God support, not life support. And every single day, I journaled everything that went on in that hospital room. I prayed. Me and my husband had to divide and conquer. I just had a 3-month-old baby. So he was taking care of the baby and my 4-year-old son. But this is what we had to do, because we knew our faith was non-negotiable, and I could not leave my daughter's side. And the book goes into detail every situation she went through while she was there, the doctors, the love, the praying, the text messages, everything. And it's just showing you how miracles are real. Miracles are normal. It's not a cliche. So make sure you grab the book, Non-Negotiable, When My Faith Fought My Flesh and Won, because it's going to show you how to win in the ring of faith and fear. My faith was on my left. My faith was on my right. My fear was on my left. And it was a battle every single day. So my faith won because my fear could not stand how much of the prayer, how much of the strength, how much of the pouring that everyone came to pour it over her and into me. So the fear had to release and leave away. So my faith won over my flesh, and that's what non-negotiable truly is. So I thank you guys for tuning in with us today. Thank you, Mom, for taking the time out to sit with us. You
My pleasure.
Sure you make sure you grab a copy of the book. I am Chantai Rae, the #1 Glow Getter coach, author, CEO, and motivational speaker of the Chantai Rae Collection, where I encourage and empower families to live a lifestyle of non-negotiable faith through optimum health, beauty, and motivational entities. But my main focus is to help those through the darkest time in their lives, to show them that the glow starts from the inside out so they can manifest what they've been confessing their entire lives. But it starts with non-negotiable faith, because miracles are normal. They're not a cliche. So I will see you guys next week, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Good night.